Joining me on the phone line now with some thoughts on how to approach the global markets from here on, Poole of HSBC. Philip, very good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining us on the program. I just want to understand from you on how you are approaching the markets right now. We've seen big moves in the market. We've seen the big policy action from the global central banks. So how do we now take it forward from here?
Yeah, I think the moves that we've seen from the ECB and obviously the Constitutional Court decision as well in Germany, followed by the Fed, these moves have really helped to reduce some of the tail risk, which was obviously of concern for investors. But I think for the rally to continue, and of course, many of the risk assets have actually jumped significantly since the end of July. I think for that rally to continue, we've really got to start to see the global data stabilizing and improving. Paradoxically, of course, the reason why we saw more aggressive Fed action is the continued weakness in the U.S. growth outlook, and particularly in the U.S. labor market. So that's key for me, really, that we start to see the data improving relative to expectations at the global level. In India's case, obviously good news at the end of last week, really, with the decisions that were finally taken by the government. So that helps to improve the local environment. But I think critical to how that market behaves will be the ongoing bid or otherwise from risk appetite globally.
And what is your take on the risk appetite, Philip? A lot of people have suggested to us that this is not going to be a classic risk-on kind of market. At best, investors will continue to be very selective about the kind of stocks they want to invest in. Earnings quality, sustainable earnings quality is probably what's going to determine it, rather than just hot money pouring into emerging markets just for the sake of it.
Yeah, I think that's right. Investors still, I think, will be very concerned about the global growth outlook. As I say, I think that's critical for me. So I don't think there'll be a rush of money coming in, but nonetheless, the environment has certainly improved. Some of those bigger picture risks have been taken out, at least for now, and there's plenty of liquidity in the system, and obviously more of it coming. So I think there will be a focus on quality stocks. I think some of the currencies in the emerging world will also be attractive from a flow perspective. INR, that's one of the cheaper currencies, I think, around. So that's another aspect, really, that foreigners will be looking at in thinking about the Indian market.
You're sounding quite positive, Philip, on India. So are you looking at sort of incremental capital flows into India on the account of government measures, or just on the account of valuations, the currency? What kind of scenario are you looking at in India?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of valuations, which is still reasonably attractive on a price-to-book basis, certainly relative to sort of like the 5-year average, I guess. But also the measures that have been taken, I think it's a demonstration effect, really, which is important after a very long period of inactivity. That had been a big negative, I think, for foreign investors. And also the concerns on the fiscal front, I think raising the diesel price, that will help to control the fiscal slippage. That would have been another big concern, I think, on the part of foreign investors. So overall, I think we're relatively constructive in this environment on certain sectors anyway. We still prefer domestic cyclicals, consumer discretionary, for example, some of the financials, and still have the view that some sectors, particularly the staples, look rich.
All right, Philip, I think I'll leave it at that. Thanks so much. Philip Poole there, HSBC. Sorry, had a bit of an audio glitch at the end. But basically sounding quite constructive in India. Globally, markets have run up, so the potential for gains from here on may be relatively limited.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.